The story begins with Cecily discovering the truth she was never meant to hear. Standing outside her father's office, she overhears him and the family lawyer plotting to give her sister Vanessa a large share of the company. The very company Cecily has spent 10 long years building with her own hands. Her father dismisses her as just a worker, someone useful for running the mill floor, but not worthy of leadership. The betrayal is crushing, especially when she remembers her grandfather's promise that one day she would inherit a share of Timberline if she proved her worth. That promise, once her guiding light, now feels like it is slipping away. Haunted by memories of walking the forest with her grandfather, learning the true meaning of stewardship, she retreats to her small apartment. There, hidden in a box of keepsakes, lies the copy of her grandfather's will he insisted she keep. As she opens it, her world shifts. The will clearly states that if she met certain goals, 30% of the company would belong to her on her 35th birthday. She has met those goals, every one of them. The discovery does not bring relief, but instead fuels a quiet storm inside her. All the years of sacrifice, all the times her efforts were erased or given to Vanessa, come rushing back. Alone in the night, holding the will in her trembling hands, Cecily makes a decision. She will not stay silent anymore. The fight for her rightful place has only just begun. Cecily's quiet anger hardens into determination. She begins to gather proof, spending long nights digging through company files and old reports. Each discovery cuts her deeper. Projects she worked on for months credited to Vanessa, operational breakthroughs listed under her father's name, entire years of her effort erased from the record. The evidence piles up, but so does her fury. When Vanessa invites her to lunch, the mask of civility between them shatters. Vanessa flaunts her entitlement, certain that the company is hers by birthright, while mocking Cecily as nothing more than a laborer. But Cecily's reply is calm, steady. She reminds her sister of the will, and for the first time Vanessa looks uneasy. Still, Cecily knows words are not enough. She needs allies. That search leads her to Kate, the former safety manager her father forced out years ago. Meeting in a quiet cafe, Cecily admits her family's betrayal, and Kate shares her own story of being scapegoated to protect Harold and Vanessa. Then, with a quiet sense of purpose, Kate slides a USB drive across the table. Inside are years of hidden violations, safety hazards, falsified reports, environmental crimes. Together, the two women realize they hold the power to expose the truth. Meanwhile, on the mill floor, Cecily's true leadership shines. When machines break down, she fixes them in minutes. When decisions need to be made, the workers turn to her, not her father or Vanessa. Their loyalty is clear, and it strengthens her resolve. At a tense family dinner, Cecily finally challenges Vanessa in front of their parents, asking sharp, simple questions about the company that Vanessa cannot answer. The room falls silent as it becomes obvious who truly understands Timberline. Later that night, Cecily uncovers one last piece of her grandfather's legacy, his journal. In its pages, he confesses his doubts about Harold and Vanessa, and his certainty that Cecily is the only one capable of carrying the company forward. Reading his words, she feels his faith in her like a hand on her shoulder. For the first time, she no longer doubts herself. She knows she is ready to fight. The harder Cecily's family pushes her aside, the stronger she becomes. Her father tries to parade Vanessa in front of clients, but the plan backfires. The biggest accounts insist they will only work with Cecily, the one who truly knows the mill and its unique demands. Every win proves what she has always known, that she is the backbone of Timberline. Still, the family refuses to recognize it. They tighten their grip, dismiss her contributions, and threaten her future, believing she will eventually give in. What they don't realize is that she is no longer the quiet daughter who obeys. The final confrontation arrives in the boardroom. Cecily enters not in her usual sawdust-stained jeans, but in a sharp suit, carrying a leather portfolio filled with everything she has uncovered. Across from her sit her parents, Vanessa, and their lawyer, confident that this is the day they strip her of power. They announce that Vanessa will take over most of the company, leaving Cecily with scraps. But Cecily does not argue. Instead, she calmly places her grandfather's real will on the table, her voice steady as she states that 30% of Timberline belongs to her. When her father and mother try to brush her off, she reveals more: years of violations, falsified reports, wage theft, environmental crimes, all carefully documented and backed by Kate's evidence and employee testimonies. Piece by piece, she lays the truth in front of them, leaving no room to deny it. The room shifts. Their lawyer, once confident, admits she is right. The will is valid. The evidence is damning. Her family, stunned and pale, realizes they have no power left. Cecily does not shout or gloat. She simply gives them a choice: honor the will and fix the damage within 48 hours, or she will take everything to the authorities. For once, they cannot ignore her. She walks out of the boardroom with her head high, leaving behind their silence and fear. In the days that follow, Cecily begins to see a new path. With Kate by her side and the workers' loyalty firmly with her, she starts to imagine building something better, an honest business, rooted in the values her grandfather cherished. She is no longer just a worker or a daughter begging for approval. She is the rightful heir, the true leader, and the guardian of Timberline's legacy. The dust settles after the boardroom battle, but for Cecily, the journey is far from over. She returns to the mill, walking the same floor where she has spent most of her life, yet everything feels different. The workers nod to her with quiet respect, not just as their operations manager, but as the person they now see as the heart of Timberline. At home, she opens her grandfather's journal one last time, tracing the words where he wrote that she alone had the wisdom to carry his vision forward. For the first time, she believes it fully. Out on Kate's land, the scent of fresh pine fills the air as the two women set up their workshop. A new venture begins, one built on honesty, skill, and respect for the craft. They plane boards, design furniture, and laugh about the future, no longer weighed down by the shadows of betrayal. Cecily knows the fight for Timberline is not finished, but she also knows she holds the power now, both inside the company and beyond it. Her voice closes the story like a quiet oath. They thought I was just a worker. But my grandfather knew the truth. He didn't just leave me a will, he left me the strength to claim it. With those words, Cecily finally steps into her place, not only as the heir to Timberline, but as the keeper of its true legacy.